Come take a seat on the couch. Welcome as we talk about everything under the sun. You only live once, so I live my empowered life. Welcome to the charging station. No matter what you're facing, you can join the conversation. Yeah, be at the charging station.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Charging Station podcast. It's your girl, Tracey Massey of Living My Empowered Life and Grace and Grounded Journeys and all that good stuff. Hey, boo, hey, boo, hey, boo. Welcome back. You know, I love me some you. If you are watching, then you see that I have a very special guest today. It's rare that we get guests on the show, but in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we have a special lady here today. I'm going to give her a moment to introduce herself right after we take care of the house business. Now, y'all know what to do. Welcome everybody that's new. Hey y'all, hey y'all. You could be listening to anything anywhere, but you are giving us a moment of your time. So I truly, truly appreciate you. Stick around for the shenanigans, okay? Because we have a good time over here at the Charger Station. And for all my returning listeners, you know I love me some you, boo. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So go ahead, grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, grab your wine, whatever your beverage of choice is. Sis, have a seat on the couchy couch, and let's get into it. Today, I have the Angel McCaskill. She is a wife, she's a mom, she's a survivor, she's a leader. She is just someone who just has an extraordinary spirit. Every time I see Angel, she's just smiling. Like she's just smiling every time I see her. But her story is one of courage and it's remarkable. And you know, we say breast cancer survivors, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say Angel is a breast cancer thriver. Okay, so I would like to introduce to you all our special guest for today, Miss Angel McCaskill. Hey,
Hey,
Angel.
hey, girl, hey.
So
You
happy
talking
to
about me though? Was that
meet you,
me? Oh my gosh. Look, thank
girl. Look,
you, thank you.
don't you start because if you start, I'm start.
I
All right,
know, girl. It's October is that month.
it's that month.
It's like you celebrate, then it take you back down memory lane, and woo, you just be like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Angel McCaskill. Like she said, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother of 5. Oh my gosh, never thought I would be saying that. And yeah, I mean, I love life. I love to go. I love my birthday. I'm a Leo. I'm one of them. I am very serious about Leo season. And this season here, October awareness, breast cancer. I love October. I hit the ground running and I don't stop until the 31st. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out. But yeah, I'm a native of York, South Carolina. And I've been in Charlotte for like 8 years. Came from Gastonia, North Carolina, where my husband is from. All the McCaskills are there. So we met 28 years ago, and yeah, we still doing this thing. And my passion is definitely Earth Angel and my breast cancer, just spreading the awareness of breast cancer everywhere I go. And like you say, Tracy, I smile all the time. I that's just me. Like I try not to let too much get me down. If I do, I don't stay down long. I just, bounce right back up because it's life, and it's just you got to keep going, and you can't give up. So, yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. I work at Trimont. I mean, with you.
Tell everybody where I work.
I know that's right. Scratch it out. Edit that. I've been in banking for 30 years. Ready to retire.
Oh, you. I only got 50 more years to go. That's
I
it.
know, only, right? Gee. Hey, look, and by the time, okay, now I forgot we gonna be like, never mind, but yeah, it might be longer than that with the way the world.
Listen, Lord, it's me, Tracy, not Margaret. You know my heart's cry, Jesus. Lord Jesus. Well, like I said, Angel, every time we do work together, and every time I see Angel, she's smiling. And I love when the month of October rolls around because that's when I get to see Angel in all of her pink. Like every day that I see Angel, she's wearing pink, and I'm just amazed at how much pink she has. Because I'm like, okay, what's she gonna wear today? But Angel's not
I
like a
am too.
fashionista like I am, so we.
You are. Yes, you are. But and believe it or not, out of all that pink, I'll still go buy some more new pink when the new month roll around. And I got plenty of pink in my closet.
I love it. Keep a rotation, sis. Keep a
Yeah,
rotation.
yeah.
So you
I just want to wear
touched.
something new.
So let's talk about your journey with your journey through breast cancer. Take us through the day where you were officially diagnosed.
Okay, so I was diagnosed August the 10th, 2007, a week before my birthday. And I just made that clear. My birthday is very important to me. And I'm like, what? What is going on here? But the day I got diagnosed was, well, let me back up. July 27th, I found a lump in my left breast. And that was a Friday. So I'm thinking I can't see my doctor until Monday. So that was a long weekend of not knowing like what is this or if it even means anything. But I really didn't think about it being that because I didn't think it would be breast cancer anyway. So I'm just like, oh, it's just probably like a fibroid cyst or something I hear people talk about all the time. So I'm like, but I still was serious about my appointment. So I made my appointment. I saw my doctor that Monday. Well, not my doctor, because my doctor was on maternity leave, so I had to see somebody else. But I didn't care who was in the office because I wanted to see whoever was there because I had already gone through the weekend of just knowing I have a lump in my body and I don't know what it is. So I got the appointment on the 3rd of August with a new doctor I didn't know. First time meeting her and everything. She did my biopsy and all of that and sent it off. She said it takes 7 days, and it did. 7 long days. But I tried not to think too much about it because, again, in my mind, I'm still saying, oh, it's probably just a little, little cyst they talk about. People talk about that all the time. They have cysts in their breast, girl. I'm still thinking like it still can't be this. So October the 10th, I go back with this doctor that I met for the first time to give me my results. And my husband wanted to go with me that morning because he knew I was going to go back for the follow-up. He's like, you want me to ride with you? And I was like, no, I was like, I'm good. It's nothing, it's not going to be anything. I'm good. So I'm, going up 85, went to the doctor, see Dr. Hudson, first time, second time again. She's giving me my results. And I had been reading a couple things that week about like benign and what's malignant and things like that. So I really wanted to, I thought I was, kind of like a nurse or something because I was Googling a lot of stuff and trying to research stuff anyway. And I had already diagnosed myself with stuff, but it still wasn't breast cancer though. I was like, yeah. But the doctor came in and she said, we got your results back. And she flipped a little chart and she said, Miss McCaskill, it's malignant. And so I said, I've been researching. I knew what benign meant and I knew what malignant meant. And so she didn't form her lips to say benign. So I'm going like, wait a minute. She said the M word. That's the other one, like malignant. I'm telling Tracey, I sit in that doctor's office and I was just numb. I mean, numb. And I
For the
tell people,
audience, sorry. For the audience, for those of you who don't know, benign means there's no sign of cancer. Malignant means there is cancer. So just imagine sitting in the chair and hearing the M word.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not what I expected to hear. And so she said, I'll give you a few moments to, you know, I'll give you a few moments. So she stepped out and I'm still sitting in there, I'm sitting in there like stiff as a board. I hadn't moved yet because I'm still trying to grasp like, did she say what I think she said? That? So I really had I tell people all the time, I think I had an out of body experience.
Mhm.
I left my body because it was just numb and stiff and stuck, like, because I couldn't believe what I heard. And so I called my husband and I said, hey, trying to sound normal, regular. No, that was not working properly with him anyway. But I called him. I said, hey, it's malignant. And he was like, I got breast cancer. And without, like, he didn't skip a beat. He jumped in. He was like, that's all right. He was like, God got it.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay. Well, man of God. My
For
husband is a
our
pastor.
ladies who are single, let me just step right here. For our ladies who are single, including myself, that is what you need in a partner. That man stepped in and brought you right back to the cross to remind you, like, hey, God got us. We know the situation is not what we thought it would be.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Shout out to him.
Yeah. Look, yeah. And I was like, okay, man of God. I said, okay then. Pastor that spoke there, but I was still like, I said, okay, God, he handled this very well, like, golly. So, and that kind of reassured me to be like, okay, this is really, he's positive. So I'm going to be positive about it. Right. So,
Right.
I'm leaving the office. I mean, I told her, thank you. I don't know. I don't remember too much after that. It was like a fog, I know I drove home because I got back home, but I was literally, I don't know that movie, but it's like you're driving and you're just driving and it was just a day of like, it was like foggy. I was driving down 85 and I was just like driving real slow. I wasn't even doing like 50. Now,
Mhm.
I probably got blow
Oh
the
yeah.
horn. Lady, get off the road. Girl, I was like, I was just driving, trying to get home real slow. And I remember getting to the Mount Holly sign because I lived in Gastonia then, and my doctor's in Charlotte. And I got to the Mount Holly sign, and soon as I went under that sign, the Lord said, "You shall live and not die." So now that I just took it.
Yeah. Yes.
I
That's
took
all you need. That's all when
Yeah,
God
yeah.
speaks like that, that's all you need. You can cash that check, take it right on to the bank,
I
and know
took
it's
it
gonna be
right
all
into the
right.
bank and
Mhm.
cashed it. And I knew it. And I stood on it from that day. Trace, I promise you, I stood on it from that day and I did not look back. Not one time did I think something was gonna go left,
Mhm.
something was gonna go wrong, something was gonna go crazy. Not one time. Doctor appointments, visits, surgeries, chemo. I mean the whole journey. Not one time did I think I was gonna die.
Amen. Oh, God's so good. God is
And
so
that
good.
I stood on it. I mean, when I tell you I stood on his word, and that was it.
Amen. So what was the first day for you with treatment? So okay, take me back. What happened? Did they set you up for surgery first, or did
Yes.
you have to do
Okay.
chemo? Okay.
Okay. So after I was diagnosed, I had to go see an oncologist.
Okay.
And an oncologist specializes in, cancer, no matter what kind it is. But I went to see an oncologist. They determined how much treatments I was gonna have, the size of it and everything. So I was a stage two. I was stage two. And no hormones involved or anything like that. So I didn't have to worry about my treatment was going to be different than others maybe have gone through. So I didn't have any hormonal things going on. So that was a good thing because that was a good plus. And so my treatment consisted of 12 weeks of aggressive treatment, chemotherapy. So every 2 weeks I had two drugs at the same time. And then the third week I had one. And so every 3 weeks I was doing chemo. 2 weeks I was doing the two drugs. One, I was doing that one drug. For 12 weeks, I had an aggressive treatment. Because why? It's aggressive in us. African Americans, it is very aggressive in us. It spreads really fast. It grows really fast. So they have to jump on. Oh, they don't play about that. They don't play about that at all. So
Wow.
after that, I started doing my chemo treatments in Huntersville because that's where Norcross was at the time years ago. So it was up there at Norcross. I drove up there my husband took me every 2 weeks for treatment. And then the third week I went and did the last one. So then after they saw the shrinkage of chemo, how it worked so well, shrunk it down to like a little pea size. That's what they wanted. They put a marker where it was so they'll know where to go in and do surgery, and it shrunk down all the way down. So when I was finished, before I was finished, it was already shrunk at it was little, like almost gone. And then I had to have surgery. And so
Okay.
I chose to remove the breast entirely, which is a mastectomy versus a lumpectomy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had the entire breast removed, and then I considered plastic surgery instead of just like, letting it, just be flat. Because in my mind, I'm thinking I was born with two and I want two back. I mean,
Yeah.
just, and I read, because I told you I did a lot of reading. I read that it was mentally, it helps you better, just what you went through to not see it ever like flat. It's just, you just see a mound and they put it right back up. Plastic surgery, just put it right back up. And so that's what I chose to do.
Yeah. And you know what? It's amazing that we do have that choice. And it's a good thing that we have that choice. So, everybody's journey is different. And so you do have the option to choose whichever one is going to make you the happiest. I know for me, God, if I ever have to go through that, I think I would want to get plastic surgery as well, because I'm like, I've had the girls for a long time. They come in a set. Like, can we just get them back to that? And then I'm like, can you add a little extra something, like make a match now?
Listen, I was probably like a negative A. I was very, very, very small. But while we're here, Doc, let's talk about something. So Dr. Pillay, he was so good. He's the surgeon I met. We was talking about sizes. I said, "Can I go like up a couple of cups?" He was like, "Sure." So I said, "Let's go up a couple, to a C. Take me to a C, Doc. We're gonna go to a C." My husband coming there talking about something out of D. He said, "No, no." He said, "No, because she won't be able to walk. She'll be bent over and can't walk."
Seriously.
Said, "You don't even like breasts like that, no way."
For you. Like, you're gonna benefit from it, but this is not for you. I got to
Right,
carry
right.
them around.
Yeah. Just take me up. Just go. C is good, Doc. C
Now,
is
see,
good.
man of God, I was just praising you. Now, look at you. Look like what you just did.
I know, right? I was like, see, that's why yeah. But yeah, so I got an upgrade. We here. We already in here
Right.
doing something. So let's lift this side and let's
Hey,
let's increase. And that's
I
what he
promise
did.
you, I would do the same thing.
What? I mean, we here now. Let's go ahead. I'm getting
Hey,
something. I'm gonna get
right.
something.
Double for my trouble. Hello.
Double for my trouble. Yes. So I was like, yeah, we here now. So let's see. Ain't no stopping. So yeah. And that was the journey of my surgery. Of course, it's the process of that. You gotta get the tissue expander in, the tissue expander out, the mound put in, put out, go back and then actually get the implant in. So it's a process of that healing and everything. Had to heal after the mastectomy also before you could even do that. So that journey was probably about like a 4 to 5 month journey of just the healing and getting everything back to normal. So yeah.
Now, with that recovery time, was that hard for you? Like, how was that for you mentally, going through all of that?
Uh, the recovery time it wasn't bad at all. I just took it easy and relaxed. Yeah, I just took it easy, read a lot, meditated, just relax because I'm a person that stay on the go all the time. And so I don't know. I say, Lord, now if you want me to sit down, you could have told me another way. But
You gotta be that. I've had conversations with God like that all the time. Like, sir, did you have to be that dramatic?
yeah,
Did we have to do this?
yeah. I mean, because all you had to do is just say sit down. And I think I would have probably like
Probably
heard it, but
not.
maybe
Mm-mm.
probably
Mm-mm.
not. So
Angel,
that's why he was like, yeah.
you just as hard headed as I am. God knows how to talk to his daughters, okay? He
Yeah,
knows we're not going to sit down unless he makes us sit down. So, Lord, I'm
makes us.
sorry.
And yeah, and he did. Yeah, and
Mhm.
he did. So but my recovery time still consisted of, my children were very small, so they were very sports. They were playing sports and stuff like little league football and things. So I was still going to that. I still like push my way to the games. I told myself, I was like, hey, I had chemo Thursday. I'm coming out here Saturday. I said I'm gonna need a touchdown or two.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he did it too. He did. He did for one Saturday. So that's like, I was still doing that. I still led praise and worship at my church that Sunday. Like, so I still did like that stuff, but like through the week, pretty much I just, during that recovery time, I just relaxed.
Do you know what? Now that I think about it, sometimes in our recovery is assisted by the thing if we can keep some type of normalcy, because you're dealing with this big thing that's abnormal. So the things
Yeah.
that we can do that can give us just a taste of normalcy really, I feel like helps us in our recovery time. Because I remember when that year that I was sick back and forth in the hospital, just being able to go take a 15-minute walk was just that little glimpse of, okay, it's not going to be like this forever. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you still did those
Oh,
things in moderation, of course.
oh yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, as hard as it may be,
Absolutely.
because a lot of times we get in our minds,
Hmm.
sometimes depression can show up. And
Yes.
depression makes us want to lay there and not do anything. But it's a fight that is worth fighting if you can just get up and sit up in the bed or do one thing
One
that
thing.
gives you that normalcy.
Yes, absolutely. So that helped me a whole lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So how
Just
did it
that.
feel for you to ring the bell? What was that day like?
You know what? I'm kind of salty about that. Because I didn't go to it, they didn't have the bell. I didn't ring the bell.
The bell.
They didn't have it.
I'll find a bell and we're gonna have you ring the bell. I wish I had a little.
They didn't even have the bell.
Oh,
I don't know if it was so long ago. I didn't
oh,
have the bell. They didn't have the bell up in Huntersville, my last treatment. I mean, they
oh,
celebrated us and
yeah,
like, it was, we were happy because, I would have had pictures.
absolutely.
I mean, I would have had the proof I rung the bell.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
none. Because there was
Oh,
none. But they did celebrate and say, like, it's your last day, and then my nurse was wonderful and we hugged and, we did all of that. Everybody was like clapping, but I didn't ring a bell. But now they do that now.
yeah.
And then, certain centers have them too. But
Mhm.
no, I didn't ring the bell. But my last treatment, I said, thank you, God. I made it through. My last treatment, I said, thank you, God. I didn't have a lot of sick days, just every once in a while. But for the most part, yeah, I prayed for the journey to be good though. Like I prayed for God to be in every step of the way from the doctors, the nurses, from even people, family, friends. Like I couldn't even share with some people.
Yeah. Ooh, let's talk about that.
Yeah. And
Let's talk about that.
let me tell you how clear he was about that.
Mm.
He said, this is a praying season. It's not a sharing season.
Bars! Babe, I felt that in my shanana.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
he dropped it just like that.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Praying season, not a sharing season.
Baby. Baby.
I was like, okay, God. So
Because
it's
you
some
think
people I
about
couldn't even.
Job's friends, like we think about the book of Job. The book of Job is like, I feel like the book of Job is my life.
Yeah.
And you think about Job's friends, like my pastor just preached a sermon. What about your friends?
What
And
about
she
your
broke
friend?
down Job's friends and how what they were saying opened up for Job to be like, at first, Job was like, all right, I'm rolling with it, blah, blah, blah. But then
Yeah,
as soon as Job complained, instead of those friends turning around, turning his complaint into praise and worship or, acknowledging God and encouraging him, they started complaining too. And then when you start sharing with
yeah,
certain people,
yeah.
they will begin to put their fears,
Their fears.
their thoughts, their
Their
insecurities, all of their stuff on you. And you're the one that's actually in the trenches in the battle fighting. But now you got Tom, Dick, and Harry yapping. And Susie Mae and Polly Joe over here yapping too. And they're not doing anything for your recovery.
Listen, I got family. I love them to death. But it's some family. I don't want to call you and hear somebody die
Listen,
when I'm trying to live.
Hunt, woo,
So
in the
I didn't
podcast
even,
right there. Amen.
so I didn't even get to tell, a lot of, people like that until later. They knew after, the journey. I mean, not after the journey, but they knew I was going through the process, but God said
Yes.
no.
You times like that, you really got to tighten up your circle. Like, I don't want anybody that's going to speak anything negative over me.
No,
No,
no.
no, 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 because that's
I
not what
don't
I
I
need to
don't
hear.
need to hear ain't whoever died from it. I don't need to hear none of that.
None of that.
Such and such across the street, Miss Lucille up the road. I don't want to hear nobody died
None of that.
of breast cancer. And God did just that. I didn't meet her. So no, I mean, nobody told me. I
Well,
didn't
praise God.
I didn't have any contact with them
Mm.
until after, and they knew they couldn't handle it either. So a few of them, they were spared. They couldn't handle it. They would have been on the floor. They couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And we talked about it and laughed about it later with, some of them, they was like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad God told you that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
you
you
know,
got to learn quickly the seasons that people
quickly.
are in your life. You
Yes,
got to learn that quickly because it could literally mean life or death for you.
absolutely.
Whew.
Absolutely. And he had already told me I was going to live. So I
Mhm.
wasn't trying to hear nobody around me talking about anything other than that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that took the act of obedience. So y'all see how key obedience is on your walk? Like
Yes, very.
that's a good reminder right there, Angel. Thank you for sharing that because that was a good reminder for me, like how
Yeah.
key obedience is. When
Yeah.
God tells you something, you better hold on to that thing. It may
Hold
not
on
make
to it.
sense to anybody else, but just hold on to what God
Don't
has
even worry
spoken to
about it. As
you.
long as you grab hold to it and run with it, you good.
Well, I love how you have turned this journey into purpose and how you
Yeah.
are impacting lives of other women and black women, because we tend to not pay attention to a lot of things. Like we could have something bugging us in our bodies and it's not right. It's something that's a little off, but because we're the nurturers, we're the ones that's taking care of the family.
Mhm.
We put
Mhm.
anything and everybody above ourselves and our health.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love how you advocate for women to go get these mammograms.
Go
I
get it.
remember when we first started working together, the first time we met, you asked me, have I had my mammogram? You asked me how old I was first. Because
Yeah.
you didn't believe that I was over 40, number one. And I was like, thank you,
Oh.
girl. But then you said, well, have you had your mammogram? And you were like, when I told you, my regimen, like I get my test done. And you say, good job, keep it up. But
Mhm.
I love how you advocate for us to get this done. So tell me,
Yeah.
when did you start Earth Angel? And I know the purpose behind Earth Angel, but can you just share with the audience what the purpose behind Earth Angel is and what your advocacy consists of?
Yes. So Earth Angel was birthed January 2008. A little few months after I was diagnosed, the Lord just gave me two words, earth and angel. And I wrote them down in my little journal. And I didn't know what it was going to be. I just wrote them down, closed the book, and to say, like, I don't even know, like, what it's going to be, but he'll reveal it later, I guess, or, whatever. So, and that's what I did. I just wrote them down, put it away. And then 2008, He told me what it was. It was like, you're going to encourage, you're going to empower, and you're going to educate the people, everybody, on the awareness of breast cancer. I was like, okay. Still didn't quite know like how I was going to do this, or whatever. And then so that's when I started with the lunches and the walks and added other activities to keep the community, abreast on the importance of it. And this one thing just led to another. One event opened up doors for another event. Charlotte Radiology, just put me on a postcard. I mean, that's the favor of God too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was like, I'll be a face. I prayed, to be a face for us.
I love it. And I get so tickled when I see your commercial pop up on my TV. It's so amazing, and you just put your heart into every aspect of what you do. Like you can just literally feel the intention in the events that you put on and in the programs you have going on and the walks, and just again that bright smile just pops up. It's like you literally live and love what you do, and I feel like that goes a long way. You can feel God's presence in what you do. So
Oh, definitely.
how do you maintain, like you said, this is the busiest month, but you really do advocate year round. So how do
Yeah.
you maintain your health and your mental health in the midst of pouring out for others?
Oh God. Oh, I don't know. Like, I think God just give me the strength to do all of that, and He just keeps my cup running. And then it's, I meet people that keep me inspired. I meet people that keep, they pour into me. I meet a newly diagnosed survivor. They give me fuel to be like, I gotta be there for them because I know where they were first year, 2 years, 5 years, 6 years. I know where they were. You never forget the whole journey. Just keep praying and just asking God to just continue to allow me the strength to keep going. And he gives me strength, and I sit down more now, and I listen to my body when it's, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah,
And he say sit, I'd sit.
yeah, yes,
Even if I want
please.
to be 5 places in a day, I
Yeah,
realize I can't.
hmm
Yeah, and just taking that time out, trying to, now the exercise that I'm still working on,
Don't tell me
but
that because I got you in that area.
I know you got me.
Okay.
I know you got me in that area. I just got, but and I think our new building gonna help us.
Yep.
It help me even more to really
Mhm.
get serious about it. When it's gonna be right there. It's what is this excuse
No,
gonna be?
no
So yeah,
excuses.
so could always do better in that area, but just God giving me strength to continue to just keep pouring because He pours into me and I'm able to pour. I'm not pouring from an empty cup. He gonna fill
Amen.
mine.
hmm
You know,
My
yeah, he gonna
mentor
fill.
always said, serve from your saucer. And that stuck with me,
Yeah,
because again,
like
we as
that.
women, we're gonna be pouring and pouring and pouring. But one thing about that
Yeah,
saucer that's coming from your overflow. So when you can serve from that saucer, shout out to Maddie James. When you serve
yeah,
from that saucer, you're serving from your overflow.
that's
And my
right.
pastor always
Yeah,
tells us, she's graced for this. Because I look at my pastor, I'm like, girl, you doing a lot. And I understand how she can, because she always says, God graced me for this. And so that's been my prayer lately. Like, God graced me
yeah,
for the things that you have us to do,
yeah,
and but also again, listening to my body and making sure that I take care of this vessel, because we only
yeah.
get one, you know.
Only yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
getting those mammograms, that's so important. I can't stress
Mhm.
that enough. People are free, I meet a lot of people that are afraid.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they don't get them. But I tell them it doesn't hurt. It's just like a few seconds of uncomfortable,
Yeah.
just a little mashing here and there. And I tell people if the tech hurt you, they are not doing it
They're
right.
doing it wrong.
They're
Exactly.
doing it wrong. You should feel
Exactly.
no. It should not hurt.
hmm
It should not
I've
hurt.
had, how old am I now? I've had 9 of them now.
Hmm.
And the only time I felt like real uncomfort and a little
Mhm.
pain was right when it was time for my cycle. So
Mhm.
your breasts are tender at that
Yeah,
time
they're
anyway.
tender,
So
sensitive anyway.
that
Yeah,
was the only time that I ever really
yeah,
felt like pain.
that's
But
it.
then I learned,
Yeah.
don't go when it's around that time of the month.
Yes.
But it's more for me, it was more uncomfortable because it's just awkward. Like the way you have to stand and do this, it's just awkward, but it's
Oh
really
yeah.
not a painful thing.
You gotta
Yeah,
hold
you
up
can like
here,
hold it up
and
here
then
and
you
just
gotta
yeah. It's
put this
almost like you're
leg over
playing
here, put
Twister.
this chin. Hey, look, put this chin here, push your butt out,
Yeah.
push in, girl.
It's almost like you're playing Twister in
A
the
whole
air.
acrobat.
Like, can we find a new way to do
Please,
this? Because it's just
please
wild.
and thank you. I was like,
And I
and then when they get to pulling on it and pull it out, like I got implants in here, and so they got to push that implant out and mash it in and get the yeah. But I mean, again, it's did you
few
die? That's
moments.
what I be saying. Did you die?
Did you die? Right.
Right. But if you don't get them,
You could die.
you could.
Let's just be real.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
could.
And
Wait around
I
here, you get them.
I have a funny story. So I'm a little heavier topped, as you know. You work with me, but a lot of people in podcast land may not know that I'm a little hefty up top, and
Uh-huh.
so I have to go back. And this is the first time this happened to me. I was terrified because
Yeah.
I got that call that you got to come back in.
Yes.
And they don't tell you why you're coming back in. All they had to do was tell me you have dense breast tissue. We just need to do a different method. We need to do an ultrasound.
You know. Yeah.
I was terrified
Yeah.
because
I
I
think they
couldn't get,
need to do better with that.
they do need to do better because I'm sitting up here thinking, oh God, what's happening?
Because
And
that's
it's,
immediately your mind goes to that.
yep, something's wrong. They found something
Something's wrong.
immediately,
Yeah.
immediately. And that wasn't
Yeah.
the case. It's just that I have
it-
denser breast tissue.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
actually had to go, I don't get the call back now because I think they have more enhanced technology because
They
they do.
do.
I have to do I think it's a 3D type.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so they can see through all that breast tissue. But I'm like,
Mhm. That's
girl,
good.
that
Mhm.
terrified me. And I prayed, but I couldn't say anything to anybody because I didn't know what was going on and I didn't want to scare anybody and I didn't want anybody to scare me. But that
Yeah.
was terrifying.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I wish I would could be a part of that process of that process just sucks to me. It's always been horrible. I don't
Hmm.
know if they can just I don't know what they can do. But I do know when they changed up the way I used to get a mammogram and then I would have to get the ultrasound.
Hmm.
Like after that, they changed that up because the further you go out with, your years of survival, it changes up. You don't have to do all of that as much. So when they first made that change, I was arguing with the doctor because I said, I don't like this. And she was like, "What?" I said, "I usually go over there in the office, and the man tell me he go over my results right then, and he tell me what's going on and see me next year, whatever. Now you telling me you gonna mail me something in the mail?" Boy, they laughed at me for a minute, and I was like, "Who do I need to talk to about this? Because I don't like this process at all." But thankfully, my chart puts it in there a little bit earlier. Boy, the minute I see that my chart pop
Yep.
up, boy,
Hmm.
I open it up so fast because you can
Hmm.
see on my chart before the letter comes.
Yes. Because that
I say,
mailing
yeah.
thing,
Now that
that's
mailing thing, it come by 2 or 3 weeks.
yes.
Who gonna wait that long? But of course, if it was bad news, you would hear before. But still,
But still,
yeah,
just
still, yeah.
the waiting process alone is
Wait.
just so
Now,
nerve wracking because it's just so many things you can think like, oh, okay, well,
yeah.
did they forget to call me? Like,
Right, right. But you know what? Now that waiting process, I will tell you, it's still about the same with me with that waiting process because I went this year for my mammogram and I'm sitting out there. It's still a nervousness and everything that come with it. Like you would think, oh, Angel, you're 18 years out. It's
do you deal
still
with that?
what's that?
How do the angst you
It
may
was.
feel as you're waiting.
I was like, I just like pray, start praying, I say, okay, I try to take that nervousness away. I pray for him to take that nervousness out of I don't get anxiety over it, but I just be like, okay, God, you did it before. I had a good exam last year. Let's do it again this year. Just like little pep talks out there while I'm waiting in the waiting room. And then I might talk to a few women in there if I see they're looking a little nervous too, and I'll strike up a conversation with them. But the waiting doesn't get easier. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
That's real. Yeah.
It's, yeah, because you can always think of, what if this time I go is this, but immediately when it does that, I just think positive, and because I know that's just the enemy trying to
Mm-hmm.
come in with doubt and come in and make me have fear now. So I'm like, oh no, buddy, get back. Let me go ahead. Let me just go ahead and pray. So I just
Mm-hmm.
be out there praying. Then I take a few pictures while I'm waiting.
You're gonna take a picture now.
Because I'm gonna take a picture.
Angel's
And
gonna
look,
get
and the funny thing about that is I can't believe I have no picture of my bald head.
you don't?
Nope. I think it's in one of my old phones from probably a long time ago before they could transfer all your stuff over and all that, you lose your stuff. I don't know, unless I didn't take one. I have not one picture of my bald head. Can't believe
That
it.
I cannot believe that.
I can't believe it. Because I would have probably showed it, maybe. I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh.
But and you know
Wow.
what, Tracy? That was another piece that I thought was gonna be the hardest for me. My
Getting
hair.
yourself go about really. Mm,
Yep. And it wasn't. But
mm,
I thought it was gonna be the hardest because I come from, always have gotten my hair done from, you
mm,
know, school, middle school, high school.
mm,
My friends in York can tell you I was the only one going to this stylist, a well-known stylist in Rock Hill. I was the only one going there get my hair done back then. And so my hair has always been done. I always have had my hair done. I used to go every 2 weeks, like, high school and all of that. And then
mhm,
as I got older, I always been a 1 week. I go every week to get my hair done. So I thought that was going to be the hardest part. So my stylist, we had talked about it. She took me shopping to get 2 wigs because she wanted me to have two different looks. If I
mhm,
wanted like a more of a curly kind of look, and then if I wanted like a pixie kind of cut, look. So we picked out 2 wigs. I'll never forget it. She took me that day to pick them out because I knew my hair was gonna be gone after a while.
mhm,
And we made a plan. You come over here, I'm gonna shampoo you, and then just shave you, let little pieces here and there. Go ahead and just take them off. We had a plan. So one night in the bathroom, I was at home and I went to scratch my hair, just rub my little hair up in there, and a clump of hair was in my hand.
mm.
And I said, oh boy. And so I got up, went in the bathroom. I said, I'm ready to wash my hair. I knew it all was going to just slide off when I
Mm,
washed it, probably because my hair follicles was dead from
mhm,
the treatment anyway. I was just holding on. I was trying to hold on to my little straw head I had at the time. And my husband said, what are you getting ready to do? I said, I'm ready to wash my hair. I thought you and Sheila was doing this together.
mhm.
I said, I'm going to do it now. And I went in there, and sure enough, Tracy, it said, shoo, slid right off.
Wow.
And
Because hair for us is
I
a
put it
rite
in
of
a bag.
passage. Yeah,
Yeah,
hair
yeah,
for us is a rite of passage, and it's our calling card, so to speak.
yeah,
So, whew.
yeah, yeah. I put it in a little Ziploc bag, and I was like, wow. I still got it.
Mm,
Yeah, I still got it in a little Ziploc bag. And well, I thought it was gonna be the toughest, and it did not. It was not. It was not at all. I said, thank you, Lord. And my husband was like, he was probably in there thinking, like, oh my God, is she gonna come out crying? He didn't know what to expect, probably. He didn't know what to do. He wasn't gonna know what to do if I had come out there and lost it. But he was like, you good? I was like, yeah. I said, yeah. I was like, wow, this was the toughest part. I thought about this whole thing, and it wasn't. And yeah, so I was just like, okay. And I had my wigs right there, rock my wigs when I went out, my big earrings.
'cause let's just be real. Angel, you got the face for the bald head now. You really do. Because you got these
I'm gonna tell you,
cheekbones.
I look like my daddy. It's just that, except with earring, when I put on some big earring, I look just like my daddy. Cause my daddy was, bald head. And my brother, you look at my brothers now, and that's what I look like. They all bald.
Now, you know, come to your desk
Not
tomorrow, like,
because
let me
of
see a
that
picture of your
reason
brother.
though. They
Yeah.
received though. They got that receding hairline. They had to give it up.
Oh my gosh. You know,
But
I'm
you
coming
go
to your
look at a
desk.
picture of my brothers, and they
Yeah.
gone.
I'm coming to your desk to see a picture of your brothers.
Yeah, yeah. I'll show you. I was like, and that's me. That's what I look
Oh
like right
my
there.
gosh.
But I have no picture. I have no picture of me, and I thought that was just rare. But hey, everything happens, for a
Yeah.
reason. That's why I look at my journey. I sit back and sometimes I say, what I went through. It was for purpose for Earth Angel to even begin, and it was part of my journey to encourage people along the way. Because had I not, it might have been something else, but just that was my journey. And he used that for that purpose. And
Mm.
I got a book, right?
Tell us about the book.
2019, Lord came back around again. I was like, Lord, I'm done with all this stuff now. But he came back around and gave me a book entitled From a Survivor's Eye.
Mhm.
And that was just, I wrote every day of what I went through, jotted things down to help me remember. So when I share my story, I'll never forget it. Didn't know that my little journal was going to turn into a little 7 chapter, little book. It's not long. It's not a long read at all. But I was grateful to write that book, write it and publish it.
It doesn't have to be long to be impactful.
Nope. Nope.
Mhm.
It was,
Oh my
yep.
gosh.
It's on Amazon Kindle. I don't do too many of the hardback copies now. I mean, I probably would if I get some orders, like a lot of orders or something. I would do it, whatever. But it's on Amazon. Yeah.
I want to make sure I put in the show notes a link to Angel's book as
Yeah.
well as a link to Earth Angels. So tell us what's
Yeah.
going on with Earth Angels. I know it's a busy month, so let us know what you got going on this month.
Okay, so now I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna tell you what's going on Saturday. Saturday is my luncheon. It's the Simply Pink luncheon, and it's got like a tea party theme. And oh my gosh, it's always a good time just to see the survivors there. Support one another. We may have somebody from like 1 year to 20, 30 years survivorship. We celebrate them. We remember the ones that we lost, that lost the journey.
Mhm.
We remember them, and we just to come together. And my doctor friend of mine will be there. She'll be on hand to share with us anything you want to ask her. She's there to answer it. Look, free, FREE.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they're gonna charge you. Ask some questions when you go to your doctor, whatever. But she's been faithful to every year. She only missed like maybe a couple of years. So my friend, good doctor friend, will be there. I got someone that works. She used to work at Charlotte Radiology, but she's with the Novant now. She'll be there, tell you how to do exams, and just kind of share with you what she looks for when she's looking at your breast. Like you're talking about that disc tissue, she talks about that all the time too. And we just have fun, just a fun day. Everybody put on your pink, and just we come on out, and we just have a fun day of celebration.
So we have a link to that event in the show notes as well. Any other
Yes.
things happening in the month of October and throughout the year? I know you do certain things throughout the year as well, because
Yeah,
people
I
can look at this podcast anytime. So we want to make sure we touch every base.
Okay, so yeah, I try to do a walk. I just did a walk in July. So I try to stay around July for my walk, and it's in Gastonia. I've been doing it in Gastonia, but this year, well, 2026, we're talking about trying to tap into Charlotte and do a breast cancer walk. I mean, I just participated in the Pink Cupcake Walk, which is Molly Grantham's walk. This is her 5th year. I just did that Saturday. And I always do making the strides, but I haven't touched Charlotte yet. But so we're thinking about coming up here and doing one in Charlotte. But I did do my third walk in Gastonia July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. So,
Angel.
organizations can invite me. Churches, I go to churches. I'm going to two churches. Sunday, I'm going to Genesis Church in Gastonia, and then another church in South Carolina, going to be the third Sunday too. So I go to churches as well and share my journey. Thursday coming, I'll be at a walk at the pavilion. The 704 Run Club invited me to come and share there too. So I'll be there, share my story there Thursday.
Awesome. See, busy lady. Busy, busy.
Yeah, and I love it. Is that the crazy part?
No. Mm-mm. You're supposed to love what you're doing.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I would do it, man. I wake up for work. It ain't the same passion as if I'm going to do something with Earth Angel. I mean, I would jump right up and be so excited. I got to get motivated and prayed up to do my day job.
But
But
Lord, we
until
thank
the
you.
Lord say, until the
Yeah.
Lord say, do it full time, 24/7. Got to do what I got to do.
Yep. Stay right there. Yep. That's what I tell everybody. Like I've had multiple people ask me if I'm leaving. I said, God hadn't told me to move. So until
No,
he say
not yet.
move,
Until he
I'm not.
say move. You
Mm-hmm.
got to stay planted. What we
Stay
said
planted.
earlier, obedience that's the key.
Obedience.
Yes,
Obedience.
yes,
Well,
yes.
Angel, thank you so much for joining us on the Charging Station podcast.
No,
I'm
thank
so glad.
you. You the GOAT. Thank you. I'm just honored to be on here.
Oh, I'm honored to have you. And I'm so very proud of you and the work that you're doing. And whatever I can do to support you, I got you, boo.
I know it. I know it. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Until next time, thank you for joining us on the Charging Station. Make sure you connect with Angel. Make sure you are subscribing and following us on all the socials. You can find me at Living My Empowered Life on everything, everywhere. Right here on YouTube, everywhere. We all over, child. And don't forget, the Soulful Escape to Thailand retreat is coming up October 22nd through the 30th of 2026. Booking is available now. We only taking 10 people. So get on it. Get on it. All right, guys. We're going to close out, but remember, God loves you. I love you. It ain't nothing you can do about it, boo. Bye.